Today a little weapon spotlight on a gun that I put together from parts so that I could use it in a CQB environment, our local CQB arena. The whole object behind this was that I had a left shoulder injury, and holding a long M4 or even an MP5 at the time was very painful. So I was using this one-handed. I wanted something light that I could use and move around with and still be able to play. Since then, my shoulders got better and the pain is to like a very marginal amount, so I am using regular AEGs. But I still go back to this for as my go-to gun when I go down to the arena to play, either that or pistols. I'm going to go over some of the stuff externally and internally that I put on this, and hopefully somebody gets some ideas. Maybe they want to put something together that they like. And I know they sell something similar to this, but this is something I put together myself. What we'll start off with is the externals. This is a Lancer Tactical S-System AEG. First thing I did was remove the front rail system. It was front wired too, just so that you know that. I removed the front rail system, the barrel, the whole 9 yards. I also cut off the stock. It had a retractable stock and buffer tube, so I took the buffer tube and retractable stock off and cut it flush. I'll show that in the video. I put an MP5 tight bore barrel that I had. It's a 230 millimeter 603 tight bore barrel. Steel, matter of fact. I don't have a link for it, but that's what I put in here. And because the wire come out here, I actually JB welded a piece of rail right here so I could put this battery box with a 7.4 LiPo that I have right on here, and it would power the gun. What I found though, that this also has a PAS quick change 8mm gearbox in here. And when I'm changing the spring out from the CQB spring that's in there to the outdoor spring that I have here, it needed a little bit more snot. So what I did is I made a 1-inch piece of PVC pipe, JB welded a mount on it, and just put a cap on there so that I can take this off, put an 11.1 stick battery in here, and it's got a lot of power. Also had this little laser that I just wire tied fast on here so that I could get a point of aim when I'm shooting it. Also, I want to bring to attention, so you guys can see it, this is a VSR-10 silencer that I had on my VSR-10 that I took off and the threads broke. So I said, okay, I can use this on here, and if you can see, the barrel comes right to the end there. Let me zoom in on that so you can see. Yeah, the barrel comes right to the end there. So what I did is I put foam inside this and basically just slid it on and attached it with some wire ties. Also, this is a plastic piece of front end that was on one of the other guns that I had. I just cut off and kept the top piece, wire tied it fast, JB welded another piece of rail on here just to make it look so it got some rigidity to it so that you can mount things on it. So all in all, the gun is pretty solid right now. And I actually changed out and put a metal hop-up in this compared to the plastic one that was in the Lancer Tactical. Now, the Lancer Tactical is a polymer body, and I wanted to go with a polymer body because it would be light. You could hold it one hand for a long time, extend it out without a problem. It's very light. Even the metal shroud of the VSR-10 silencer that I have on here and the laser and even this battery on here doesn't add a lot of weight. I actually have a flashlight that goes in between this spot right here and goes out on, that goes right here. So I actually have a flashlight and a laser with the battery, and I can actually use this as a grip to grab a hold of it if I really want to do it two hands. And it's pretty solid, doesn't move around. And this extra rail here is if I want to go with the 7.4, but I also can mount something up here if I really want to. It doesn't have any sights, although it does have a long enough rail that I can put something else on here if I want to put flip-up sights. Now, internally is that PAS 8mm quick change gearbox. And right now, in here, is a spring that lets it shoot about 320. I think it's an M100. This one here is about an M115 or maybe an M120. I think it's an M115. Throw this in here. No, it's an M115. And this thing, when I'm saying 320, I'm saying with 2 5s. So it's probably shooting about close to 350 with 2 O's. This one shoots 385 to 390 with 2 5s. So this is my outdoor spring. And one of the only things that I bought, the most expensive item on the gun, besides the gearbox and that I had to add, was this CQB end cap. Has a little quick detach swivel here. But what makes this nice that I did this with, using it as a polymer body, is there's a screw right here in the back that you just take out, and it takes seconds to change the spring. So I'm going to do that on camera so you guys can see that and see how quick that is. When you're at a field and you're coming from like an indoor to an outdoor or vice versa, and you want to change out the spring, you need two tools, either a Phillips or a flat, because the cut in there works on either one, and an Allen key. I actually have a little thing of them here, and this is like a 6mm right there. So the idea is you go into this screw that's in the end here, and you take it out. Now if you notice, that just falls right out, and you can see the back side of the gearbox, which I'm going to zoom in on, is right there. You can see the quick change part is right there, the Allen. Okay, and I cut this off and made this hole big enough. But this part is still here, so that when you put this in, this little, if you can see it here, little raised portion fits in there, and this doesn't move. I've also put, it's hard to see, but I've also put what's left of the cutoff tube back in here, and it sort of like fills the space in a little bit, and the screw goes in there and it holds everything. So let me zoom back out. Now all this does to get the spring out is you put your Allen key in there, push in, turn, your spring comes out. You're done. Put a new spring back in there. You can get any FPS you want. Right now, this one in here is the CQB spring. It shoots about 320 with 2 5s. This one shoots about 385. So to change the spring out, Phillips and a flat and an Allen, and then you just put the spring back in, put the spring guide on it. Push this in. Turn. You gotta make sure it locks in place. There you go. It's locked in place. Now, all I do is just, it falls into a groove, so it can't really go anywhere, this end cap. The screw goes in the back. And a couple of turns and you're good to go. And this is solid. I run this on my rig, just clip this on. Now, this Saturday, I'm probably going to be playing with this. I'll throw this outdoor spring in here, and I'll get 380 on it. So this is a really simplistic setup. Now, the whole idea behind this too, and I've actually lent this part here, the tube with the 11.1 battery in it, to another player who had a front wired gun. Like me, he just put the wire out, clipped it on the outside, and this actually was almost like a grip on the bottom of his gun so he could use it. I actually had the 7.4 that I clipped back on here, and I used this gun with a 7.4. Now this is a 7.4 LiPo. I think it's a 1600 mAh 7.4, so it's got enough power to run this for all day, no problem running the 320 spring. For the bigger spring, I like to use the 11.1. We're in a CQB environment, so I was running the 320 spring, so the 7.4 was perfect for it. I played all day, never had a problem, and he was able to play all day and had a good time with his gun. So the laser has got the little switch right here in front of the magwell, so that when you press the button, let me see if you can see that. Yeah, there you go, right in the camera. You press the button, you got the laser, and it's pretty well zoomed in to direct on. The only other attachment I have is the flashlight, and that is a cheap old flashlight that I got that's got a pretty good throw. It's like 400 lumens, and what I like about it is it's got this adjustable or focusable lens that you can really concentrate the stuff up, and it is a rechargeable 16850, something like that, 18650, one of those batteries like that. And it's like I can charge it up and be good to go. Now what I usually do, if I'm using this indoors and I'm running around in the dark, I have a red lens that I put that can go right on the inside of this, and then I have a red throw when I'm doing stuff. I also had a green one, and I seem to have misplaced that, so I ain't gonna worry about that. But what I do when I run this, there's enough space that I take the battery off and slide it a little bit forward, and this will clamp right here, and it gives me the light right here. Okay, and then what we do is when I'm using the gun, or no, wait a minute, I'm sorry. When I'm using this battery, I gotta remember how I have this. I have this right here on top. Okay, now I run with my hand on the magwell, and I just press the button when I want to shoot, so I can see where I'm looking at. When I have the 7.4 on here, I have a grip that I put on with the light in front of it up here, so that when my thumb is on the grip, I'm pressing the button with my thumb. So I'm like this. That's when I run the 7.4 with it. I want to put the grip on there because it's easier to have it on the front. But in this configuration right here, you can have it on right here. Matter of fact, I'll mount it so you guys can see it. There's the complete package right there. Lights on there, lasers on there, and with my hand on the grip, got a mag in here, it would be putting on it. I have just enough that I can turn that on and off with my thumb. Okay, and I still have a decent grip on here so that I can hit the laser, I can hit the laser on, I can hit the flashlight on, laser, 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 flashlight. My one hand is controlling all the different attachments that I need. Now, granted, one-handed you don't need all that stuff, but if I am running it tight with two hands like this, it works out great. So I'm going to do some chronos. Maybe I'll do some chronos on video so you guys can see that. But that is the layout for the rat gun that I call it. And what I use for this is I put in one flash mag, 360 rounds, wind it up, usually lasts a good session, which is like 20 minutes. If I really need another one, I have two flash mags with me I can use. This thing feeds flawlessly with the flash mags. Now, I'm using standard in this is 0.25s, but I have been using lately some 0.28s outside for distance, and I'm getting some really good ranges out of this for because it is an MP5 length barrel, 230 millimeter. Some really good ranges out of it. So you know, you can use it functionally outdoor as an alternate gun. For a sniper, take all this other stuff off, leave the 11-1 on here, take the laser and the flashlight off, sling this over your back, and run a bolt action or something like that, and have an incredible gun for close-up in case somebody comes after you, close range. And leave the 320 spring in there, and you're going to be able to get into just about every field that you can get at. Now, the 320 with 2.5s will get me in almost every indoor arena that's local to my area in Pennsylvania. Because most of them are 350 with 2.0s. This is like 319, 320 with 2.5s, which will get me into the local arena that I normally go to, which is 350 with 2.5s. So I cannot see anywhere I cannot use this. I have the range, I have the capacity, and with the 11-1 it's got the snap. Also, this gearbox has the micro switch trigger, so it's got a really good snap. And I don't have any problem shooting people. It gets out there, have a lot of fun with it. I've only had one game where I was doing suppressing fire to try to get a guy to move up that I actually had to go to a second mag. I usually only carry 2 mags with me, one in the gun, one in my pocket of the one vest that I have on. And they're 2 360 round flash mags. So that's saying something, that you can go throw 360 rounds out during a game. That's a lot of shooting semi. But it is a really cool gun, and I like the fact that the Lancer has the threaded screws instead of just pins in here. It keeps everything together. I'm not seeing any problems with this gun. The hop-up is perfect for 2.5s, 2.8s. I probably could even run any heavier stuff because it's got a pretty decent bucking in it that I put in. That's when I changed everything. When I put the barrel, it was a new hop-up, new bucking. So I put everything brand new in this. Relatively inexpensive build, but a lot of fun. So I hope this was instructional. This is my little CQB gun. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I might do some still shots of the chronos. Alright, have a good day. Okay, this is a close-up of the chrono, and just so you guys can see, this is my, you know what, I'm going to pull back so you guys can see this. This is a flash mag that a friend bought me. He broke my original one, so as a joke, he got me a pink one. And I'm like, well, I don't care. I'm using it. It works like a champ. So, okay, there are .25 BBs in here. So let's do a couple of shots here to, let's pull this a little forward. Put this in here. 320. 321 or 19, 19, 17, 19, 19, 19, 18. So you can see it's pretty consistent. Let's do a rate of fire. 319, which is 16.9. 321 with 17.2. So that's about average, anywhere from 319, well, it's went all the way down from 317 to 321. So now we're going to switch up to the outdoor spring and do some shooting. Okay, we still have .25s in here, but we have the outdoor spring in there. So let's see how we're shooting. 380, 385. Right in the middle of the chrono, the power died on the camera and the power died on the chrono. So let's try this again. This is with the bigger spring. Discontinue. 384, 380, 380, 380, 381. Let's do a full auto. 383, 896, which is 14. Let's do it again. 14, 383. So it's still doing pretty good. 381. Okay, that's final chrono on the guns with the 2 different springs. If anybody has any specific questions or something like that about the gun, maybe I could help you out, give you some ideas where I got the stuff, and how I put stuff together. One thing I forgot to mention, and I want to make sure that I mention that, because this is a polymer body, these are polymer rails that I put on here. So the polymer JB welded to the polymer is solid. It's like a piece of concrete. So I don't have any problems with the rails coming loose and stuff like that. And you can still get at the hop up here. You have to hold it back a little bit, but it is a pretty decent hop up, and the lid closes the whole 9 yards. So, like I said, if anybody has any questions or has any comments and stuff like that, wants to know where, how they can put this together or some hints, just leave me a comment below the video. And thanks for watching. You guys all have a good day.
Set. 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 All right, that's good.